Sandy Capriglione, Central Valley. I do have a few questions tonight. First of all, Mr. Levine, could you explain to me what an Article 78 is?
I don't know whether that's appropriate discussion for this evening.
It's a simple question. You are now the deputy supervisor. Do you know what an Article 78 is?
I am familiar with it, and I am attending a Council of Town, Association of Towns program next week to be fully informed of many of the issues that need to be resolved on a legal basis. I'm not an attorney.
But the simple answer is you don't know what an Article 78 is, correct? Simple question, yes or no?
I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to give a definition of that here.
Okay. Mr. Haviland, do you know what an Article 78 is?
Yes, I'm familiar with an Article 78.
Could you explain what it is?
It is an action that can be done to, if an outside entity does not agree with what the governing board has done, they can appeal it utilizing that article, which is, I believe, is that I'm not sure whether it's town, village, municipal, or state law.
It is state law.
Okay.
But thank you. You pretty much gave a good answer on that one. Would you agree with that, Mr. Burke? With Mr. Haviland's assessment of what an Article 78 is?
Basically, I would, yes.
Okay. Then I would like to know from you, please, how many Article 78s were filed regarding the reassessment of Timber Ridge? It's public knowledge, and just I would like the rest of the public to know.
I believe it was over 100, and probably more.
No, how many Article 78s? Not how many petitioners, how many
Okay.
Article 78s?
There's been a couple. Actual Article 78s, there's been a couple, yes.
Okay, I believe the actual number was 3.
Okay.
Did you read any of them?
Yes.
All of them?
Rather lengthy, but yes, I fought my way through it.
Can you tell me when and who they were served on?
No, that's a legal issue, and I'm not going to discuss anything about those.
Okay. But just for your information, they do appear on the internet?
Fine.
Okay. Does Mr. LeBerth or your legal counsel keep you abreast of what's going on with them?
That's
I'm
a
not
matter.
asking you to tell me what they
That's
said.
a matter. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
I don't think that you should discuss any communications with
Correct.
It's a proper subject for an executive session, not
Correct.
I'm not asking what was said. I'm just asking if you advise them.
I'm not going to discuss any communications with counsel. It's not appropriate.
Okay, fine. Mr. Burke, earlier tonight, you asked that we all remain standing after the pledge to observe a moment of silence in honor of those fighting all over the world for our freedom. I think you'd agree, sir, that as United States citizens, one of the greatest freedoms that most of us enjoy is the right to vote. After this past November's election, however, I find myself still questioning the way in which you and certain members of the Democratic Committee chose to manipulate the freedom of the residents of Timber Ridge. 2 weeks ago, you stated several times that you would have no further comment as to who was involved in writing, printing, and the distribution of the now infamous flyer. Perhaps since you refused to answer the who part of the question, maybe you, Mr. Haviland, or Mr. Levine would like to answer the why. Why, if the flyer did not contain lies, as you have purported, would you choose to distribute it 2 days before the election? Why, if the flyer did not contain lies, wasn't its contents an issue throughout the campaign, thereby allowing for the democratic process, an open debate, and a response from the incumbents? Why, if the flyer did not contain lies, would you have chosen only to distribute it in Timber Ridge? Why, when the campaigns of all candidates appeared to be running cleanly, did you and certain members of the Democratic Committee choose to release the flyer, and what did you hope to accomplish by doing so? Those are all questions.
I mentioned